And now
everybody else said music. Ha ha ha.
Now the mic is active. Hi.
I can't see you yet, but you can hear us, so
Yeah.
it's great to see you all seeing us.
Chris, there's still a delay on your screen.
There is a delay on my screen, and it has the intro right now. This is Alex.
Hello.
So hi. So welcome back.
Yay!
Welcome back to you, and welcome back to us individually. So my name is Zach. This is Chris, and welcome back to Spicoli's Arts Market. We are in the middle, where we took a little bit of a hiatus because things were crazy, and holidays and junk. And so we are back, and we have a guest on the show. This is Alex Degrief. Alex has been one of our artists for a while now.
Since pretty much the beginning of the arts markets.
As soon as I
before we
found
call
out
that.
about
Yeah. We
Pretty
did them
close.
for a few weeks at the old location before we moved over here to the bunker.
Oh, yeah.
And Hagen and I have been doing this now for over a year, minus some weeks for illness and COVID and holidays. We try to take holidays off. With Cornstalk coming up, we've kind of been trying to revamp or we've had a lot of compliments on the show being kind of Wayne's World-esque. And we're hoping to go more that direction in the future with the show.
Excellent.
Party on. So today, Alex is here to help us replicate that feel of a talk show and talk about his art, show us some of his art that he brought in, and go through this auction the old-fashioned style while implementing some new features.
Yeah, so go ahead and talk about yourself while I stare at you.
How about not?
That's how they did on the show, right?
It's gonna be a good time. Unlike previous shows, like with our former format, I guess.
Yeah.
We had a smattering of we had a variety of art from a variety of artists, and we're still going to be pushing variety, but at the same time, right now we're going to be focusing on the artists that we have in the studio with us.
Yes.
So all the art that you'll be seeing today is by Alex. And I'm pretty sure all of it actually has been in the show at one time or another, but they are still available, they are still awesome, and they could still be yours. So, fun fact, when you mentioned that we've been doing this for over a year, my Facebook the other day gave me a memory from 1 year ago, and it was me talking about like how I was excited to launch the original. I was like, if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would have been doing this, I would have laughed in your face. And now I look at this and I laugh in my own face because it was a train wreck.
It was so bad. Okay, so that is the greatest part, though. If I have any piece of advice as we kick off the show, do the thing that you know is going to suck. Just do it. Do the painting that you've never done before. Do the podcast you've never done before. Do the concrete cement casting thing you've never done before. And the first one's probably going to fall apart, or you're going to look back a year later and laugh. But every one after that gets so much better.
Yeah, one thing I tell people is when painting and doing stuff like that is just do it. The more you make, the more likely you are to make good shit.
Yes, and the first one's not going to be good, and that's okay. Yeah, I think too many of us grew up, especially the gifted children of the universe, which I'm sure all three of us were.
The idea that things need to be perfect.
Perfect the first time or don't ever do it again.
Yep.
And we need to not do that. So at home, I just want you all to know that all three of us do things that make us uncomfortable so that we can get better at doing things.
What's chat say? Because I cannot see it.
They say that I asked if the volume is good. Addison and Bree both say hi. And Bree and Addison also said it sounds great. And we are up to 7 people watching, including myself. So,
well, hello, other 6 people.
Hello, everyone. So we're pretty excited. I want to talk real quickly also about Cornstalk as we jump into these items and talk more about art. I don't know if Alex is going to set up a vendor table. If he doesn't, we'll incorporate some of his stuff in our Spicoli's merch area.
Some him things.
But some of him's things will be there, with or without hims.
Yeah, I was planning to.
Yeah, so there you go. Those of you watching, if you have some merch, Bree, if you want to set up a table, you're welcome to do so. Your brother will certainly be there all weekend. Bree's
Whether he
brother,
wants to be or not.
Yes, yeah. Bree's brother is the famous Pete of karaoke, security, announcing,
and beards,
and Viking beards. Yes, indeed, fits right in the bearded category over at the door. Hagen and Pete at the door together was a whole thing. A lot of beard going on. So anyway, we'll all be doing that. We have 30 bands, guys. It's pretty exciting. We've managed to lock down the insurance and the liquor license and the porta potties and the tent and the trailers. The stage is going to be semi-trailers. And all the details are starting to come together.
Nice.
We've got the band and VIP lanyards and bracelets for everyone. And mostly I just want to say to everyone at home, we expect you all to come and be adults and be on your best behavior so we can continue to do this throughout this season and next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't fuck it up for the rest of us.
Please don't, because if I personally kick you out, you can't come back.
I say that with love.
Of the season.
I say that with love, but seriously don't.
But seriously don't.
We have like one real chance to start bringing these back, and we don't want to lose it again.
Yes, and also on the note of live music, yesterday I went down to Cedar Rapids to Hazard County Bar Saloon. It's a country bar. Yeah. Is a whole nother thing. And saw several bands, including 4 bands that are playing Cornstalk.
Yeah.
Which is so cool. So Sorry Pluto, Non Grata, Dark Agenda, and Plea of the Sword are all playing Cornstalk.
On different days, but
On different days. And they were all playing in the Battle of the Bands. And they all lost to a band called Eugene Levy.
and they all lost.
And they all lost. And Eugene Levy is great. They're so great.
They are very good. I've heard them on Noise from the Garage before. They kick ass.
So talented. And what they play on the radio, like most people's, isn't even close to that live experience. No. They're so good.
Very pop punk.
So we will definitely be trying to book them later this summer. And I can't wait to see them again. So if you get a chance to see Eugene Levy, do not miss it, because they're phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're going to,
Let's jump in and talk about Alex.
Yeah, we were, now that we're done talking about other people, let's talk about this guy.
Oh, yeah. And Addison says he'll do his best at Cornstalk also.
Cool, dude. We'd love to see it. All right, let's go ahead and bounce. So, Alex, we have a handful, I think about 9. It was 10, but we had to get rid of one.
We sold it already.
Yeah. Pieces from your arts market past. We're walking through memory lane here, and so I mean we're going to sell them, but we also want to talk about them because we love to hear the artist's perspective on their own stuff. And
we're funny, and we think we're funny, but it's always better to get the real story from the artist.
Yeah, I do get a kick listening to you guys talk about it.
we do too. Hi, Chad. Hi, Chad. Chad's back. He hasn't been on the show in the audience for a while, so glad to see his face.
We hope that we entertain everybody, but at the very least, at the end of the day, we know we entertain ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. So, at the end of the show, no matter what mood we've come in, no matter what kind of day we've had, no matter how grouchy either one of us are, there's been times we both come in here by ourselves, no one else in the building, and we're just like, dude, we're going to do this.
Yeah.
All right. And then we do it, and we laugh our way all the way through it, and the rest of the night's great.
Yeah.
So
it's a good time.
Yeah. So on that note, let's talk about art.
Okay, hang on one second. I think
I meant to be an adult. Ada says he'll do his best, not to play music necessarily, but to be an adult.
Fair. There we go. I realized, I'm like, oh, the sound had stopped, or the band playlist had stopped, and it's like, oh, it's because I switched the thing accidentally. I pressed a button I wasn't supposed to.
Buttons and technology are fun.
Right? But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and move on, because otherwise I'm going to yak for, we're going to be here for like way more than an hour. But anyway, so first piece we got picked up it's an 8x10 canvas. It's called Sock and Buskin Cherries.
I can't see it on my screen yet, guys, and I already know what piece it is.
So before we start, before we start the bidding process, because normally, the bidding process stays the same. We're gonna give everybody a 2-minute time period to place your bids. Make sure you're logged into a Google account, because for YouTube, if you're not logged into a YouTube/Google account, it will not let you comment, and we can only accept bids over YouTube. But I think first, let's talk about the piece first, because I think since we've got you here, I think other people would like to know a little bit more. Like, my only real question is, what's Sock and Buskin?
It's the theater masks. The Happy and Sad
that's what those are called.
Yeah, the Sock
okay.
and Buskin masks.
I never knew what those were called. I just knew they were like
theater
drama
masks or
Yeah.
drama masks. Yeah.
It has to do with the footwear they used to wear in the old plays. The sock or the buskin footwear, depending on whether or not it was dramatic or comedy.
Oh,
fascinating.
Learn something new every
Getting
day.
a history lesson with this awesome painting.
I legit. I mean, it makes a lot more sense now. 'Cause
yeah.
One's happy and one's sad. But I had no idea that's what those were called.
And then, what was the inspiration for the cherries?
I just sat down. I had painted the background. I just smeared some paint on the canvas for the background. A lot of times before I paint, usually I have no idea what I'm going to do.
Okay.
I don't really have a plan most of the time when I go in, but I painted that background, and I had just done the bite the barrel painting.
Yep.
And I wanted to do that was one that I had actually drawn out before painting it. I was like, I kind of want to do something like that, but I want to keep it simple. And I figured some cherries, and I was like, well, there's 2 cherries, might as well throw some faces on it, make it the Sock and Buskin cherries. And I sketched them out and drew them on there. I originally just had the solid black eyes on them, but I decided, add some light to them.
The anime eyes look
put
really
little
cool.
dots on
I
it.
like that. Yeah.
Give me
That
big
really
anime
pulled it all
eyes.
together.
Yeah, it did. It really does. It has that strong anime vibe, which I just love.
It's one of the few that I actually, before I started painting that, I actually had a concept before I started putting that part onto the painting, onto the canvas.
Well, that's 2 minutes of discussion on this painting.
Yeah.
Is anybody out there want to take it home before we move on to the next item? Also, if you have any questions out in audience land and you throw them up on the comments, Alex and I can see them.
And I will hear the discussion and chime in.
Yes. And for those of you who watch our other live streams, the reason we do not put this on Twitch and Facebook and everywhere else is we cannot control the comment section, and the lag is considerably different between the 3 mediums.
Yeah.
So when we send out on live stream to all 3 or 2 or 3 at the same time, or 2 of the 3 at the same time, it comes in to each one of you at different points.
Yeah.
And we have just had terrible luck in the past trying to control the comments.
That's why the first one was a train wreck. It's because we tried it with both Facebook and YouTube at the same time, and it was just me running it at the time. I was running it from my house.
And I was supposed to be watching the comments from the bar.
Yeah.
And the comments were coming in like a good solid minute, sometimes longer, after the item was over. And we didn't know which items we were on.
Yeah.
And the lag was a nightmare. So, we don't do that anymore.
No. Nope, we just kind of picked one and ran with it.
And YouTube is the most popular and does give us the biggest audience.
Yep.
So, yep. All right, well, we're going to move on to the next item. The cherries are great. I love the anime eyes. Okay.
Next, we have some skinny-ass trees.
The naming of these paintings has been just a blast, because before Alex started naming his own art, Zach did the naming of any art that came through that wasn't just Alex. Anybody who didn't have a name,
Yep.
Zach just made it up.
Pretty much.
Which was a blast when we'd watch the show. And it's become even better now that Alex has been really stepping up his naming game. So tell us some more about this one.
The skinny ass trees. I had painted the background, put the blue onto the canvas, splattered a little bit of white on there for some stars, and figured it's long, tall canvas. I wanted to fill it with a small amount of space. I just made a black line on it, and then decided to turn that into a little tree, and then made some more of them, and put a little bit of thicker line at the bottom for some land, and thought it looked kind of neat. Skinny ass trees.
Yeah. I do like it. I really like all the star ones and galaxy ones you do. There's something so wonderful about the minimalism and the abstract while still feeling like you're outside.
Yeah.
You do a great job with all of those.
Yeah, I really like leaning into the kind of abstract field, at least with the backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah.
It's fun to do.
I just think it's so neat. One of my favorites, I can't remember who took it home, but it was the dog and the guy silhouettes with like the stars and everything behind it. So cool. So it's just like real simplistic of the dog. And
Wait, you said that somebody took that home?
Didn't they?
I
Or do we have it?
I think it's in right now.
Yeah, it's in
Oh, well, there you go.
I was gonna say because
it's coming up.
I was gonna say because it's in the thing.
Dante Last Show Down Coughlin. My favorite name piece. Dante's Last Show Down Coughlin. Who is that? Dante Conklin, maybe?
I would assume.
That's
a friend of yours?
Yeah, it's Conklin.
Tell him. Say hi. He's right there.
Hello, Conklin.
But
We're happy to see you.
Yeah, this piece is for sale. The timer just went off, but we'll give you a couple extra seconds. If you're interested in picking this piece up, as you can see on the screen, it's 16 by 20, so it's a decent sized piece. But because of like the blue and everything like that, it's really gonna light up your room. No matter pretty much no matter what wall or decoration scheme you've got going on, it should be able to fit in pretty well.
Phil has bid. So, he says 35. So, Skinny Ass Trees sold for $35 to our friend Phil, who is the singer of The Slow Retreat.
Thank you, Phil.
Oh, dope. Thanks, Phil.
Oh, and Phil, last night, I don't know if you noticed, but at the Battle of the Bands, Kevin from Sorry Pluto was rocking the Slow Retreat stage on t-shirt on stage, and it was possibly my favorite part. Just want to point that out. Bands supporting bands during Battle of the Bands is extra.
Yeah, but
That's the kind of shit we need.
It is. It really
but
is.
Now it's time for my favorite part.
Oh! The gavel of sales. Yes.
The gavel of happiness.
So yes, Phil, your painting. We'll keep it here for you.
Yeah. So.
They're playing their first Cornstalk. The Slow Retreat has never played
I
Cornstalk.
thought they played before.
They have not.
Oh.
They were unable to play during the last one. They did the christening.
Okay,
and they did a birthday party show.
I knew they did one of like the bigger.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to think about that too. But yeah, they did the christening, one of the two christenings, and they did the birthday party show with Alex Larson and myself.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, they're
Good
gonna
times.
lose their stockginity. Question mark. TM.
I live for it, and it's on the Pimps Night. Like what?
Oh yeah. Okay, so they're playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
I just know we're playing on Sunday. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be and Non Grata. I got to see Joe Gephardt yesterday.
Yeah.
And again, bands supporting bands. It was so great to see all the guys I know and all these different bands up front for the other bands.
Yeah.
Hours before or after, it was just really fantastic.
Dope.
And he was definitely up front for the whole thing, and so was Curtis Stahl. So
I was
yay!
gonna be there. I just did not find out about it in time.
Yeah, they need to advertise up here a little better. So tell your homies in Cedar Rapids, everyone, advertise up here in the Cedar Valley because we'll all drive down. We just got to know about shit.
It's true. it's true. We gotta send that shit downriver.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit the button. Let's talk about this one.
Yep. So we got to respect the drip. Respect the autumn drip, so to speak. So this is another 16 by 20. And is this one of those where it's like you put heat on? Like,
I actually mixed black paint with glue with Elmer's glue and water, and put it in like a squirt bottle and like squeeze it over the top.
That is not at all
drip over it.
That is cool.
That is very cool. That's similar kind of how they make gesso, right? Like if you're going to do your own canvas.
I think
it's,
so.
Elmer's glue, white paint, usually white paint, and a little bit of cornstarch,
Yeah.
and then that's how you dress out a whole canvas.
Yeah, and I,
So
yeah, I
this is
just
interesting.
didn't
So
do
it's
the starch.
thicker.
I just did the water,
Yep.
keep it a little bit thinner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love, again, the stars behind it. The yellow in the trees and the shading in the trees is simply fantastic.
Yeah, that one I did the tree, and that painting, after I put the trees on there, sat for a couple months. It needed something else. And after a while, I was like, I can't think of anything to put in the middle, but it might look good if I have the black drip down the top of it.
Yeah.
And I knew it was either going to ruin it or make it perfect. Like, it was going to complete it or ruin it.
Yeah,
and I just took the shot.
It does
matter.
It does sound like a bit of a gamble. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it
And
would have scared me to
love
death.
the way
I don't know
it
if I'd
turned
have,
out.
I mean, that'd have been, the fear would have been
It took me a while before I finally just was like, I have to do it. That's the only idea. It's the only idea I have to, add to it, and I had to do something, and I'm glad I did it.
I really like it.
It turned out great.
It really does. The mirroring of the trees without being perfectly identical is just
asymmetrical
super cool.
symmetry.
Yes, love it.
I try
love it.
to work with that into things a lot.
Yeah.
It keeps it keeps it natural but balanced.
I am picking up some landscape photography, and that's something I've been trying to work into it as well. The framing of my shot without being too symmetrical.
Yeah.
But you still need something. Otherwise, what I see through my eyeballs isn't what other people see when I take the picture.
Yeah.
And put it on the internet or whatever. So it's a different thing. Say, well, what I think is beautiful, and that's the other thing with art that I think is so interesting, subjective. You can make 10 paintings and put them up, and the one you love, no one else will.
I find that a lot. Actually, a lot of my favorite pieces, a lot of my favorite works that I've done are the ones that other people are just like, it's good, but I like this one.
This one!
And it's like, that was when I did
Just
the shitty little horse painting.
Yes!
I
That was
did
so
that.
good.
I hung it up, and I was like, this is a shitty little horse. Fuck it. I has a name. I'll put it in the auction. I didn't expect it to sell. And everyone loved it. Everyone who saw that paint, people who were at the D&D were like, you sold that one? That was amazing. It's like, what do you guys mean?
That's right. The lead a shitty little horse to water. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
shitty little horse to water.
great.
Yeah.
I just love that so much.
Oh, well, if you want to pick up the drip, you should do so now. $50, 16 by 20. Get a little bit of 3D mixed 2D in your life. A little 5D, I guess.
Give it as a gift.
Or 6D if you multiply.
If you hold it and spin in a circle.
Yeah.
That might be your 6. Anyway.
Well, don't do that too much, because then you'll dribble onto your painting. You don't want that.
You don't want to dribble on your dribble painting.
No.
No one wants that.
That's just not fun. Because then you just spent money on a ruined art. And
Hey guys, I want to say that's cut off Zach. We're going to go on to the next item. Thank
No.
you all for coming back to watch our show.
No, please cut me off.
We haven't been here since February 28th. I looked today.
Holy shit.
I
Really?
know, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Our last show is February 28th, and the fact that any of you have come back is quite the compliment. So thanks. We appreciate it. Because consistency is key to this game, and we have not been consistent.
I say probably posting stuff my Instagram. I try to keep posting art on there. I went like 8 months with putting nothing on there, and
Yeah.
I went and posted like an influx of like 9 pictures, and I looked at the last post and I was like, wow, I'm really bad at keeping up to date with this.
Yes.
I didn't notice 8 months have gone.
That consistency is key, and sometimes that's a difficult thing, especially with social media. So we've been shut down for over a year now, but our social media has been very consistent, even when we had no shows.
Yeah.
So good for us, Zach. Here we go.
Gotta do something.
Gotta do something.
All right, but it
Next
doesn't
one.
doesn't look like anybody's
Nope.
bidding, so no worries.
That's
Let's
okay.
go ahead and move on to a lake or some shit.
Yes.
I still remember. I think it was no, it wasn't this one, but I still remember when you started like upping your titles without me having to do it. I remember I can't remember which one it was, but I was like, yeah, like. Maybe it was this one. I just remember it was like, yeah, moving on to, like, it. It's a lake or some shit. And Chris was like, oh, cool. No, that's the title.
Yes. Oh, that's great.
Why is
Justin is watching too. So another
Hi,
one of our
Justin.
artists is here.
Oh,
Justin actually has done a show like this because his art is often in all our auctions and here in the bunker, represented in print form.
He did it a long time
and
ago.
he did it long. I think he was our first artist.
Yeah, we
that
didn't-
wasn't a musician.
We didn't even have. I don't think we didn't have video at that point. It was just audio.
That is right.
we were
We were still sitting in the gift shop.
Yeah, what's now the gift shop. Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't a gift shop then. It was a pile of boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite the storage facility. You guys have about a minute if you want to bid on a lake or some shit.
So tell us about this. Tell us about this lake or some shit.
This one, it's actually very thick. There's a lot of paint used on this one. I sat down, I had palette knives, and wanted to just fuck around using just palette knives, no brushes.
Nice.
I smeared around some blue and white on the canvas. It looked, I was like, that's kind of like some water and a skyline. So I put some green and brown on the tip of a palette knife and kind of made a little line there, kind of fudged some yellow in and some lines, and it's like it's a lake or some shit. It really was a very improvised, slapped together painting, but I love the way it turned out.
I like the negative space in the trees, considering that you did all that with a palette knife is really impressive. It's not just smudges.
Yeah.
It actually has branches.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive, considering,
Yeah, I really like it. I doubt I could replicate this painting.
technique,
It
yes.
was a very, improvised, just kind of fucking around with palette knives, just messing around with them, seeing what I could do.
Yep. Well, and it's only $18, artist friends at home and artist supporting friends at home.
Yeah.
So
Nice abstract piece.
I love the reflection of the sun in the water. Again, for an abstract, thick, 3D-esque print painting. That's another thing, guys. So prints are great, and I have nothing against prints. Live for prints. We got a whole bunch in the bunker.
Yeah.
These are paintings. You're getting the original painting.
I don't do prints.
He is not yet doing prints. He's not saying he's not going to do them ever. We haven't got that far yet.
I don't have any current plans to. I like the idea if someone has my painting, they have it. They're the only one who's going to have that on their wall. They're not going to go to someone else's house and see that same piece. It's that's theirs. Someone gets that piece, they have it. They're the only one who has that piece.
Did you hear that, guys? For only $18, you too can have an original Alex in your house. For $18, he might even go home with you. I don't know what his rules are about that.
A little steeper price.
He's an accountant. Okay, that's a bad joke. Let's go back to, are you guys going to buy this? We've already been past the 2 minutes, but that's okay, because we're hanging out watching stuff.
Yeah.
As we always do on every show, please support Alex's social media.
Yes.
Ganji the Wise, Instagram. Do you have any of your art on Facebook or anywhere else?
I do have it on Facebook as well. It's
on the
Alex
Facebook?
Degrief. I have a public album for available art.
There it is, Facebookers.
Any art for sales on there. In the description, I comment if it's been sold. I put it in the description that piece has been sold.
So if you do not buy something on the auction today, you can hit up Alex on his social media and buy something there.
Yep.
Also true for all the bands that you hear. Just spread the love. If you don't have money, spread the social media love. Right?
And if you don't have internet, how are you here?
What are you doing? Where are you right now? Are you in the McDonald's parking lot?
Are you
I just wanna
psychic?
know.
Are you psychic? Because you should teach me your ways.
Let's go on to the next item.
Okay.
All right.
It was some fucking flowers. That's the one it was, because that's the piece that we're on right now.
That's awesome.
Man, it says some fucking flowers. That's the title. But yeah, so this is an 8x10 framed piece. That it looks like, was this done with like pastel or how?
I used acrylic paint. I taped off the edges of the canvas, and then I kept my brush wet while I did the background to keep it thin.
Okay. It's just like from a distance, since it is so thin, like from a distance it looks kind of, to me anyway, it looks a little chalky, kind of like like a pastel or something,
even
like
watercolor.
or even
yeah.
But
It's got that translucent kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I personally really like this piece. It's calming. I enjoy it.
One of the first pieces I've ever done that actually had flowers. I had never really done much for painting of actual flowers. Before this, the only flower I painted that was close enough to actually see detail of it, that wasn't just some colorful dot, was a single rose. Just the rose itself. And then I did these ones. And I've had a few other flowers since then, but not a lot.
Yeah. This has been bid on by Bree Myers for $25.
Cool.
So you got about 1 minute to outbid Bree if anybody else would like to take the flowers home. Bree is also an artist. Her art and crocheting and various and sundry things are in the gift shop. the bottles that are painted and decorated,
Yeah.
the wonderful drum glass that she made me, and then which one did you just get?
I have there was a mug or like a Steiner thing that she made a guitar on, and that was like for sale, but I bought it. And then she made me a glass that she took my band's logo and put it on the glass, and I think I heard that she free-handed it, but I'm not sure about that one. Bree, correct me if I'm wrong. But either way, I fucking love it. Thank you.
Yes.
I was like, when I saw that, I was floored because I was like, holy shit, nobody's ever made anything for me like that before. So I was touched. Thank you for that.
So thank you also for buying this lovely flowers, because unless somebody bids in the next 22 seconds, they're yours, Bree, and we so appreciate you supporting our show and supporting the bunker and bringing art here. She also made a bunch of the toilet paper ornaments for your Christmas tree, and we have those here in the bunker. There's still a handful of those left, guys. So I know we're very far from Christmas, but if you did not manage to get yourself a toilet paper ornament, hit me up, because I got you.
Oh yeah, I've got one of those. It's on my tree.
They're pretty great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what a
Sounds pretty awesome.
what a memory for 2021. I'll make sure you get one before you leave.
Do you know? You want to know
They're
what else?
great.
You want to know what else is pretty great?
The gavel of sales! Yay! 2 items have sold. That puts us up there with the top 10% of all our auctions. I wish I was joking.
But wait,
next item-
there's more.
There's more items. Let's see what we can
I do
do.
my best Billy Mays, but
And Bree said yes, freehand,
Smash
and
TV
she, you're welcome, and she loved doing it. So, to you, Bree, for buying the art and for making art and making me art and making the art world happy. Yes.
And for buying yourself a painting.
That too.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So now we have something probably deep and meaningful.
Sweet.
This is
Be very
actually, I
serious
think,
about it.
yeah, this is actually one of the biggest ones that you've ever given us, if I'm not mistaken.
It's one of the biggest I've ever done.
And it's called?
It's probably something deep and meaningful.
I love you guys. I don't know if you realize how awesome this is right now.
It's
But
the
it's
one. It's the
probably
one that it looks like the monk in the blizzard.
Yes. Oh, yes. I do love this one. This is one of my all-time favorites for sure. It has such a sense of both profound calm and loneliness at the same time.
I put a lot of time into that one. Actually, behind all of that snowy background is a very vibrant skyline, like galaxy skyline. And over time, as I worked on it, I just kept adding more layers with the snow, and I had a few people who wanted it, like keep that bright background, but I kept with the snow. I wanted to get that real blizzard feel to it.
Yeah.
The
Oh, yeah.
Layers of snow, like it feels like that snow goes forever.
It does. Very much.
And yeah, I spent, I think it was 5 months on that one. It was the longest time I'd spent on painting until recently. I just finished a 9-month piece.
Nice. Damn. Justin has asked a question. He said, we have a painting of his, but we were wondering if the set of painted magnets were his too, and I'm going to go with yes.
Yeah.
They are, actually.
Yes.
Yes. He's done a couple of different sets of the magnets, and I just love that idea so much. It is so hard to paint in those tiny little spaces,
And it's a lot of fun.
and it's a lot of fun, I guess, but
Yeah, it's
hell
fun
yeah.
doing those little ones.
I mean, what a difference from something like this. 24 by 30. This is a huge canvas, you guys.
1 by 1.
By 1 by 1 squares that line up to make a whole painting. Bad ass.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yes, he does paint the magnets as well. See, Coughlin is out. He's out there. He's helping you. We appreciate that.
He's looking for the hemoglobin sunrise painting.
Nice. So 125
I've been on that
bucks.
one for a while. I told him, you gotta wait for the auction.
The timer is up, but if you guys, because it is a $125 painting, we'll give you guys another minute. Is there anything else you want to add about this painting? Is it a monk? We don't know.
It's just it's a standard silhouette. I've used that silhouette in quite a few paintings.
Okay.
It's a simple humanoid silhouette that I know how to do.
Nice.
It's the
It could be a
adventures of
monk in
Shadow.
robes, it can be a person in a trench coat, it could be a person in a dress, it could be a variety of things, and it's easy to use and it looks good, it looks good with a lot of the pieces.
True. I agree. So it's our local NB. He's just out in the woods, chilling.
It's
doing
Shadow
well.
Dude.
Shadow Dude.
Follow the
person.
follow the adventures of Shadow
There's
Dude.
one of him in a
Love it.
Desert Storm. I have one of him on a cliff, that people have bought. There's a few of them out there in the world.
Fuck yeah! We love that guy. Also, Justin says, okay, awesome. Thanks, bro. We enjoy them very much.
I'm glad.
We enjoy you too, Justin, and we look forward to seeing you at Cornstock. So Justin will be setting up a booth for Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Cornstock. So we'll have to put all the artists in the area together so y'all can compare notes and hang out and drink together. It's going to be a blast. So.
Or you can fight each other. No,
There can be only one.
I mean, maybe. Because what you guys don't know that I know.
It's not. This isn't the Josh fight.
It is not. But I did purchase, perhaps, some, those inflatable clowns that you can punch. They have like a weighted bottom.
Oh, like the Bobo clown?
Yeah, and then you just punch them.
You mean I have a couple? I'm kidding.
I have them. It's exciting. No, don't pop them though, guys.
No.
We'll have to fix them if you do.
All right.
For the carnival. Yeah, they can go to Zach's house after the carnival. Okay, next item.
I can't leave my house. Why? Too many clowns.
You're blocking the
Can't
door.
trust
I can't get past.
There was way more than I anticipated. My roommate hates me now. Why?
Fuck, I would too.
Why? You can't leave the house either.
Poor roommate. All right, what do we got next, guys?
Can't sleep. Clowns blocking the door.
Clouds everywhere.
All right. Well, here is the hemoglobin sunrise.
All right.
And I actually, honestly, I don't blame Conklin for eyeing this one because I really like when you sent it to me. I was like, I really like this one. Because it's a. I mean, I like all your pieces, but this one's has definitely struck me as different because it's a different like color palette than a lot of years that I've noticed, and so it's it's calming. I like the almost. I don't know why it feels like it's almost like the Serengeti comes to mind for some reason. Like I don't know. Maybe because I'm thinking of Lion King. I have no idea.
It does have a weird kind of Lion King color palette, like when they're holding the new baby at the end.
Yeah, that one. I mean, again, a lot of them. I just did that red background, against the canvas, and I thought about. I was like, I haven't done some mountains in a long time. I'll paint some little mountains, and then there was still paint on the palette, so I just took my brush and kind of lightly splattered the paint around and kind of split the canvas in half, and then I took some blue and made a little bit of a stream of water. Took the extra paint, kind of splattered it around in the empty area. Added the tree trunks, put the extra brown around the area, and then added the leaves and put the extra green around. I did all of the grass and the land other than the trees, the water, and the mountains. Like all that extra land space was just whatever was left on the palette, and I just put it on the ends of my brush and lightly spread it out on there.
So, guys, Conklin has been waiting to bid on this, and he has done so for $25. So we have sold 3 items tonight, and I'm pretty damn excited about it.
Well, I mean, unless someone
We
wants to
got
snipe it.
10 seconds left to steal it, and I highly encourage you to do so since he waited all auction just to buy it.
It would be kind of wonderful.
It would be. We would all enjoy it. Okay, it did happen. Gavel of excitement. Yay! I just want to add that I love that description of how you did the painting, because for anyone that's at home who hasn't done painting as a form of art, they could feel like, I can at least try this, right?
Yeah.
So Zach said before that he's not an artist in this medium, but he can. You can do it. We can do it here. We can put paint on canvases and then laugh and point at each other and say, well, it's not like Alex. But we can, and that's what's important, guys. So, yeah, we sold 3 things, and we're encouraging everyone to paint more. That's what I want you guys to take away from tonight. Paint more things.
Paint all the things.
Paint all the things!
All the things.
If you paint a bunch of shit, you'll paint some good shit.
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah. Again, like photos. You can take 100 photos, and 2 of them turn out worth of shit. And that's okay. Oh, I would like to have been salty. If he would have been salty. I should have bought it, but I'm glad I didn't. Okay, next one. What do we got?
All right. So we don't have many. We don't have very many left. So I think it's this one and then one more. It's either 1 or 2. But I'm pretty sure it's one more after this one. But that's okay because
I think I bought this one, or maybe I didn't.
You
I can't
did?
remember. I did.
Well,
but then I put it back in the book gift shop. So
yeah.
It's really cool though, guys. So if you don't buy it, maybe I'll take it on one of these days. But right now it's sitting on top of the ATM machine, and it's awesome. And it's not big. You could put it on your fridge. You could put it in that weird, awkward space in your hallway between two doorways. Yep. There's always like this weird spot that would look really cool with art, but you don't know what to put there because there's nothing that size.
You can put it in your bathroom directly across from your toilet, so when you're sitting there, you just stare at it.
You have something to look at. That's not a bad idea. I sit there at my shower. It's not exciting. At least I keep it clean because I have to look right at it, right? This is perfect, you guys. 9 by 3 inches, 3 inches tall, really simple, very fun to look at. I think Zach's onto something. When you're staring at it, you kind of get lost in each and every panel, even though it's all one small frame canvas.
Yeah, it's a very small canvas, but yeah, it's got a decent amount going on with each one. I did a little bit different. Each tree was painted with a different type of brush. So you look at it, you can see that each is a little bit different, the way the line work goes with it. And then I did a different style for each background. Like with the first one, I just did the blue, and then I added a little bit of clouds and some snow to it. The green one, you can't see it as well in the picture, but there is like a light overlay of gray, almost like there's a slight fog. Yep. And then the last one I kept open, and it's kind of got like a more, daytime feel to it.
Kind of a sunset thing, or sunrise, maybe. Yep. Bree has purchased it, $8 bid, so we are killing it. You got 6 seconds left.
Oh, I was gonna say,
this is gonna be Bree's. So congratulations, guys! I appreciate you all for participating in today's auction, and making Alex some money, making the world a better place, and encouraging all of us to do more painting.
We do have one more.
Yay! And since it is the last one I have not yet mentioned, noise from the garage.
Yeah, I was about to say that, and then you rudely cut me off.
Sorry. Well, you can do it now.
Noise from the garage.
Wait.
But yeah, we have in about 20 minutes, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. You can tune in to Rock 108. If you have a terrestrial radio, it's 107.9 in Eastern Iowa. That is. If you are either not in Eastern Iowa or you do not have a terrestrial radio, you can log in. You can go to rock108.com, or you can download the Rock 108 app on your smart device, be it your phone, tablet, refrigerator. Yes, because I know those exist, and the smart refrigerators, not refrigerators in general.
No, refrigerators are men.
They are men. They made those up.
I cool everything with my toaster.
Please do. If for all of you musicians out there, I know you're going to listen anyway. For all you artists, listen. It helps the musicians out. It helps keep the show on the radio. They do not have a sponsor and haven't since we closed. They keep it on the radio, which supports all the local musicians. Yep. It's kind of a really big deal to all of us. The app is probably your best bet. It allows you to continue to scroll on Facebook while listening and doing other things.
It has background functionality.
It has background functionality, which is 2 thumbs up. Also, if you don't want to listen to it, log in and start it anyway and turn your volume down because the numbers still count.
Yep.
Give them those clicks.
Exactly.
You'll do what we in the streaming business call lurking.
Yes, please do. And if you don't want to do that on Rock 108, go out to your favorite musicians and check out their Spotify. Zachary Daniels Band. Go to Spotify. Click the button.
I mean, please.
But really, though. Okay, so we're going to talk about this last piece. This is the one I was referring to, and I can't wait to hear Alex talk about it. Let's go.
Honestly, seeing this one after not seeing it for 6 months, I like it so much more than I did. Cool. This one, I hated the way the moon looked originally when I first did it. Like, everyone else liked it, and like it does look really nice.
It looks like the moon.
Having not seen it for 6 months, I can look at it with new eyes and not just see everything that doesn't look how I wanted it to.
So what you envisioned when you put paint on isn't how it turned out?
No.
But it's still really, really cool.
I do really like it. I'm glad it turned out the way it did. It was a lot of fun to work on. I had gotten the 2 canvases and wasn't sure what to do. And then they had been sitting for a while and they kind of stuck together. Like I picked them up at one point and I was like, fuck it, I'll put them together and just make it one painting. Taped them on the backside so they held together while I painted them.
Yep.
And it took me a little while to decide what I was going to, put the moon on there and just got, the background.
Yeah.
And it took me a little while to decide. And then I actually saw my dog sitting by the window, just looking up out the window, and I was like, you know what, person and a dog. You put a little rock mound there, bring them up so they're in front of the moon.
Yep.
And I really love how it looks. Like, especially seeing, I haven't seen it in like 6 months.
Yeah,
and so seeing it again,
the split
it's
canvas
really nice.
concept, I like was immediately impressed when I saw this. Like, if you can, like, they can be two paintings by themselves if you wanted to, or you can put them together and make it into one.
That was kind of the idea with it. I wanted to make sure, because I originally thought it was one thing right in the center. I was like, well, then I have to split in half. That thing gets split in half as well. Put two things on there, and then you can pull them apart, and it's two completely different
It's two totally different paintings. And I really like when split frames are hung with that, half-inch gap or whatever down the center, so you have that feel of two different experiences while it's still one image.
Right.
And out of all the ones you've done, this is my personal favorite. The colors are my favorite colors. I love the galaxy feel of the background with the blue
I really
and the
like
purples.
It almost pulls backwards.
It absolutely does.
Look of it. I really like how that.
And the texture in the rock actually looks like rock.
Yep.
That's not an easy thing to do at all. Super impressed with that.
Yeah, that was just
texture.
putting a lot of black paint on there and just moving it around until it clumped up in just the right spots.
To make it look like actual.
I kept messing with it,
yeah.
and I'd sit back and look at it, kind of move so the light hit it right, and I was like, God, I gotta move some of that around some more.
That's so cool. And then, of course, the dog is just perfect. And hiking and being outside is such a big part of what I like to do. I am the laziest hiker ever, by the way. What I mean is I walk through the woods and look at flowers. But it's hiking. It's great. Yeah, I've done it with Zach. It was so fun. It was really short. But yeah, this is that experience all the way until night, and then watching the full moon rise over your campsite after a full day in the woods with your dog, and you've got the campfire, but you can't see it. It's over there.
And then you turn into a werewolf and you terrorize the other campers, and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so I love that. If we could have a second painting where the man is now a werewolf running with his dog, I am in. Like this.
Terrorizing the other campers.
Oh, man. That would be scary.
It's man's best friend, and then there's man's worst nightmare.
Yes. And on a full moon, you'll have that. This Monday, today's Sunday, tomorrow, you guys, is a full moon and 77 degrees. I don't know who wants to know about that or care, but I cared a great deal. 77 degrees? What? I might actually get out kayaking.
Yeah,
I can't stand myself.
Be awesome, actually.
Yeah.
Really nice.
It's supposed to hold decently nice weather for the next couple of days, if I'm not mistaken.
Fingers crossed. I can't wait. The only thing concerning me is that we're going to get good weather and a full moon on the same day.
It's the closest thing of what I have.
A little nerve-wracking. I don't work in an ER, though, so it's fine. For those of you who do, I'm sorry.
But
My heart's with you.
It's gonna be rough.
But yeah, I think the timer's out.
Yeah, the timer's out.
It doesn't-
$20 on Man's Best Friend. Anybody want it? Anybody?
I would buy it if I had room on my wall. I do not have room on my wall.
I have room on my wall, and I'm going to buy it. So, sold to Chris. Yay! So, Bree bought the one that I had bought, and so now I'm going to buy this one, which is great. So, 2 thumbs up, Bree. We traded.
Sort of.
Kind of. Okay, thanks, guys. I don't know who's our next guest, but we're working on it.
If you are interested in being a guest, you should message us. Give me 1 second.
Yes.
I gotta get my screen set up. There we go. I'm gonna take us off the webcam just so people can see the screen. But yeah, if you are interested in being a guest, or if you just have feedback for us, whether or not that feedback is, hey, you guys suck. I mean, please be nice, but at the same time, if you want to be super honest, we don't care. We'll listen.
We might even improve the show.
Yeah, maybe. It was like, hey, this guy thinks we suck. Well, let's not do the thing that he thinks suck. Or she, or they, whatever. But anyway, in all seriousness, though, if you have any feedback for our show, please send it to the things you see on your screen. I couldn't think of a word there. And we will be happy to accept it. We'll try to get back to your message as soon as possible. If you are an artist / and or musician, and you are interested in being on our show, send a message. Same places.
Bree says she's in, and I know Addison in the past has said he'd be in as well. So For all of you out there watching the show right now, we will try to get you guys in between now and Cornstalk.
Bree, please still send us a message so that way we can get back to you. Chris and I monitor both channels, but shit's crazy sometimes. So
it's nice to have it in writing so that we can forward it to each other.
Exactly. So, but yeah, thank you. Thank you once again to Alex.
Any artists out there want to do any collaborative artwork with me, just message me on Facebook or Instagram. I love working with other artists.
Dude.
I think more of that needs to be done. You see a lot of collaborative work with like music and stuff like that, but it's not seen as much in the visual arts.
It's true.
And I want more of that to happen.
If any of you want to do that live, we would gladly have you come here and do it.
Oh, yeah.
I have room, and I have tables, and I even have art equipment. Like, I'm down. Yeah. So if you guys are into that kind of thing.
The bunker is spacious and safe.
It is spacious and safe. There was a band that did the live painting while they were playing what's the monkey one? The Space Monkey Mafia. Is that the name of it?
I believe that's it.
I believe it is. Space sounds right?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, I think it's Space Monkey Mafia, and we have a ceiling tile that was painted live basically right in front of the stage while the band played, and it's the coolest thing. So I took the poster and stuck it to the painting, like in the corner of the painting. Oh, nice. And we have it. Put the date on the back. So
that's awesome.
I've only ever seen one band do the live painting, and it was by a band called Cloud Cult.
Cool.
And they played at Gallagher Blue Dorn while I was working there, and they, I guess it's like the lead singer's wife is a painter, and so like they'd play their show, and she would be like off on the side of the stage with this big ass canvas, and would do the live painting, and it was all a painting that was inspired by what the band was playing.
That's awesome.
Yep.
And like at the end of the show, they would auction off the painting.
So on that note, if any of you guys are interested in that kind of thing, we're down. So Bree said, can you put your work on my bottles? I would love to work with you, Alex. So there you go. See what we're doing, guys? We're inspiring artists to make new art, and we're doing cool and wonderful things. So we will see you guys in a week or two.
Yep. But until then, you guys take it easy.
Bye. Thanks, Alex.
Thanks for joining the market.
Bye, everyone at home. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.